any factor production,
Say that again.
like
Say that again. Factors of production are
the factor production, like the inputs
the inputs.
you use, yeah, like the land and the capital and stuff.
All right. So factors of productions are resources available on Earth to make goods and services to satisfy our needs and wants,
And
which are limited. All right. So factors of production are really resources that are utilized to satisfy needs and wants. Okay. What are the factors of production?
labor, capital, and enterprise.
Say that again.
Land, labor, capital, and enterprise.
Land, labor,
Labor, capital, and
capital,
enterprise.
and enterprise. Okay. What can you say about land?
Without would be the natural resources, like you need to get some way to build your business on. I don't know how to put it in words.
Yes. Give some examples of land. Mhm. Examples of land. Oh man, a resource is talking about, you know.
Land.
Mhm. Talk to me. Examples of
But land be like the forest and stuff. I just guess.
yes, the
So it is the
forest,
forest.
fields, oil, gas, metals, mineral resources. Those are examples of land as it relates to economics, you know. Those are the examples of
Surface of the land is natural resources that cannot be created by humans then.
right. So if you're asked to cite or on the multiple choice paper, you're given a question that asks you for examples of land. Should look for those natural resources that are provided by nature, right? What is the reward now of land? What is the reward of land? So all of these factors, these four factors of production has a reward. What is it?
You can build on it. Okay, like you can build, you can plant trees. Yeah.
No, it's a very
No.
small word. It's a very small word. Four letters in all.
So is it rent?
Rent.
Rent.
Good. What can you say about labor now? How would you define labor?
So labor includes people with all of their efforts and abilities,
Mm-hmm. Give me an
and the
example.
reward from that is wages and salary.
You're a brilliant person. Give me an example of labor. From one example of labor.
Construction,
Tama.
Right. Marketing. Hmm? All right.
construction,
Yes. Marketing as well. Teaching. Right. Those are labor. And as person did say that reward is wages. Um, tell me now. Tell me now. eh, what are the two classification of labor as it relates to production of goods?
So I think specialization is one of those.
Specialization? No.
No?
Two categories. When you become, let's say you become an accountant. When you become an accountant, what type of labor are you employing? As against a construction worker.
is that mental? Because you're using your brain and not
Right.
physical exertion.
Good. So the accountant will be using mental labor or providing mental contribution to the production of a goods, whereas the construction worker is contributing physical contribution. Right, so those are the two categories of labor. Okay, what can you tell me about capital now? What is capital?
Use in production from that is interest.
It's interest. All right, so what's the difference between land and capital?
So, whether they like mineral water, something that use natural resources,
Mm-hmm.
capital is a good use.
Is a
So,
good.
that's what I mean for that.
Um, I was thinking. You started off very well because you said capital is natural, Um, land is natural. So if land is natural, complete it now. Land is natural, but capital is man-made. Man-made. I'm glad you bring up about finance. No, no. You must be able to distinguish between capital in accounts, which is finance. Um, yes, it's finance, monetary, because even if you take into the business some tools, you would have to assess the tools finance monetary and put a monetary figure to it. Capital in accounts is different from capital in econ. Capital is really man-made goods, which are used in the production of other goods. That's the definition for capital. So in accounts, capital is whatever the owner of the business take into the business. Whereas in economics, it is man-made goods or means of production which are used in the production of other goods. And these can include machinery, tools, and buildings. Right? And the reward for capital is interest. I hope you're all making notes. I think you should have the slide that I'm using. Just that anytime I'm using the slide, I realize that there's a drag in a delay in the system. The next one would have been enterprise. What can you tell me about enterprise? What enterprise is? Hmm? Somebody go ahead. Knowing how to use your resources. And what do you need to have in knowing how to use your resources? No. Hmm?
So enterprise is what was the entrepreneur thing.
Right. And what an entrepreneur need? What an entrepreneur needs? Skills. Skills and risk-taking abilities. Right? So the entrepreneur need to be able to utilize his skills to maximize on the reward of the various factors of production. And that is what is going to allow he or she to produce goods and services. And so the entrepreneur is usually the owner or founder of a business. Good. I think we had gone through this, so we're going to just review. Choices, scarcity, and opportunity costs. And why I'm going over this because I gave a worksheet and I realized that persons have a problem defining or constructing or identifying opportunity costs. In order to survive, human beings need a lot of things. Some of these things are very important for our own existence. For example, food, clothing, water, shelter, and air. These things can be classified as needs, right? So the needs are things that we need in order to survive, right? So needs are things that are used for survival. And take out the word need. Now, apart from that, there are some other things that we crave or we desire. Those things that we crave or desire are known as wants. So you must be able to distinguish between wants and needs. Can anybody give me an example of wants? A phone. You want a phone. You don't need a phone to survive. Hmm?
No. Yeah, I just want that phone, but you don't need it.
Good.
What you need is
Good. What about house? Is house a need or a want?
I need it
Why is it a need?
because you need shelter.
Yes, you need shelter. Good. Um, so if I want a watch, I see a watch. Is the watch a need or a want?
This is as well as watch.
Alright, so I'm asking if the watch is a need or a want.
I want.
A want. Alright. So on the other hand, we have limited resources to produce these goods and services we want. There are not enough car factories to provide cars to everybody on Earth. Everything on this planet has some limits for our wants. When unlimited wants meet limited resources, it is known as. So when unlimited wants meet limited resources, it is known as
Yes.
scarcity. Known as scarcity. So you must be able to define scarcity. All right. Now, opportunity cost. What's the definition for opportunity cost?
Opportunity cost is something that is given up when given a choice.
Thing that is given up when given a choice, or it is the best alternative. It is the best alternative. So let us have a little discussion. What anybody answer this? You are at class. No. What did you give up? What did you give up to be at class?
TV.
TV. What else?
talking to my friends.
Talking to your friends. Any other?
Facebook.
Yes.
Sleep.
Social media, sleep. Alright, so write down all of those for me. Write down all of those options. Alright. Which of those, which one of those you would most likely be doing now that you're at class? Facebook.
Yeah,
Alright.
talking to my friends, social media.
Social media. Okay. Now your opportunity costs would be Facebook, social media. So anyone that you would have preferred doing, you would have most likely to be doing at this time would have been your opportunity cost. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hmm? So
Yes, sir.
you only have one opportunity cost, although you have many choices. And it is the best alternative. Another example, you're at school and you have the choice between going to watch a movie in the school's auditorium or watch a match, football match, or studying. Which one would you choose?
Go watch the movie.
You'd go watch the movie. Alright? So you choose go watch the movie. Watch the match? So let's take the watch the movie as the one that you have chosen. Which one is the likely one that you
Maybe study because I don't like football.
study? You don't like football. Alright? So your opportunity cost would have been studying. Anybody else? So your opportunity cost also would have been studying. So tell me something. You'd have chosen to watch the movie over studying? Okay. So you would have studied. Alright, so you would have studied. So your opportunity cost would have been watching the movie. Alright. The next person, what would you
Yes, sir.
choose?
Because I have been studying
Your first choice is studying, and what's your
yeah,
second choice?
football match.
The football match. So your opportunity cost would have been the football match because you have given up the football match for studying. Right? The fourth person, one would you have chosen? Hmm? All right. So now,
What did you say?
I didn't get a response from the fourth person. All right. Choice between cooking a meal at home or going to a restaurant for dinner or going to KFC to get some fried chicken and chips. Which one would you choose?
Okay.
You choose cooking. That's your first choice?
Yep.
And what's your second choice?
The restaurant.
The restaurant. Next person?
Cooking, then the restaurant.
Cooking, then the restaurant. Next person?
Cook and then the restaurant.
Next person?
I would choose KFC.
KFC first, then cooking. Okay. I was more expecting it from the females. The KFC, especially the younger ones.
Well, I'm not a fan of KFC, you know. The oil
So I
on my
had
stomach.
KFC early on today.
Okay. So,
My family is a KFC family.
so
I think the reason why I would choose KFC is that I couldn't bother with all of the work it takes to prepare the meal. It's easier for me to just to go to KFC, sit and eat and chat with. So I feel more happier. So
okay.
I think that's why I would choose that.
Okay. So your opportunity cost would be
Staying home and cooking.
staying home and cooking. All right. And for the others, your opportunity
Will be the
cost would be
restaurant.
going to the restaurant. So,
So I think that we give up. We give up the restaurant.
right,
Okay, I get it.
you give up going to the restaurant in order when you choose to cook, to stay home and cook, right? Um, the young man's choice was going to KFC. He loves to socialize, so when he stays home and cook, he may not be able to socialize with his friends, right? So you understand the concept of opportunity costs. Has anybody done the possibility curve, the production possibility curve?
No, sir.
I am imploring you to read through the document, the handout. There are some questions in it that you can use as practice. One of the things I can tell you about CSEC Econ paper 2 is that they like to ask you to draw the PPF slash PPC, right? The production possibility frontier or the production possibility curve. They are the same thing. So they love to ask you to draw it. They may even give you the points to plot, and then they may ask you questions pertaining to attainable and unattainable, as well as when will the, on what occasion will the curve shift to the right or to the left. So I'm imploring you to get the handout from the Google Classroom. Print it if it's possible for you to print it so that you can go through it. Right? Any question?
How many questions completed already?
What is that? This is class number 5. Class number 5. That's second class? Okay. But the okay.